Welcome. Welcome to the 28th commencement ceremony in the history of Bloomington John F. Kennedy Senior High School. 26 years of dignity and decorum precede this program. 27 previous graduating classes have respected the significance of this ceremony, an event which marks a turning point in each graduate's life. Tonight, the tradition of graduation is extended to include 335 more young people who shortly will join the ranks of Bloomington Kennedy alumni. On behalf of the Kennedy faculty, the school district administration, and the Board of Education, I am proud and happy to welcome you to this ceremony. In addition to a welcome, a sincere thank you to all of the parents who have been so supportive in our mutual efforts to provide a strong educational program that will allow these graduating students to meet the challenges of tomorrow. Also tonight, we are involving faculty members in all aspects of the program. In doing this, we are very directly recognizing them for their involvement in the lives of these young people, and we are thanking them for their service and dedication. We thank them, too, for their willingness to help with organizing and directing tonight's program. Their names and academic credentials are listed in the graduation program. These teachers and other platform guests, as noted in your program, are no strangers to graduation ceremonies. In fact, their apparel this evening reflects their own academic accomplishments in college, undergraduate, and graduate degree programs. I referred to you the last 2 pages of your graduation program for an explanation of the graduate hoods which represent academic graduate degrees in various academic fields, as well as the colleges or universities in which those degrees were earned. Our own Kennedy tradition stretched back 28 years, but the pomp and dignity of graduation really goes back 7 centuries, to the first time that people decided it was appropriate to honor academic achievement in a dignified manner. Tonight, we as graduating students, faculty, and parents are doing our part to continue that tradition. So I welcome all of you to this very special program in the lives of the members of this excellent class, the Bloomington Kennedy class of 1993. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce our platform guests. Starting on my right, and I'll ask them to stand as I read their name, Ms. Judy Haberstick, School Board Director, Mr. Tom Halverson, School Board Vice Chairperson, Ms. Arlene Bush, School Board Chairperson, Dr. James Peterson, Assistant Superintendent of Schools, and on my left, Ms. Leila Anderson, Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Karen Arazi, School Board Director, Mr. James Sorum, School Board Treasurer, Mrs. Janet Fitzgerald, School Board Director, and also on my far left, Mr. Bill Sullivan, language arts teacher who will be reading names of graduating seniors tonight, Mrs. Joyce Luckfield, a language arts teacher who will also be reading names of graduating seniors, and Mr. Edward Donahue, assistant principal, who will also be assisting in the graduation. I want to take this opportunity to recognize particularly Ms. Sylvia Lagerquist, assistant principal, who is responsible for the planning and coordinating of the ceremony tonight. Thank you. At this time, it's a real honor to introduce a person who, through her leadership and personal dedication, is 100% committed to providing the best educational programs for all Bloomington students. This is a special night for us because she is with us tonight for the last time since she is retiring from the school district on June 30th. Outstanding superintendent, our superintendent of schools for the Bloomington School District, Ms. Leila Anderson.
is my honor tonight to congratulate the Kennedy class of 1993. Your class motto, effort and courage, are not enough without purpose and direction. John F. Kennedy. You, the class of 93, have courage. You have effort. And tonight and in the future, you will have purpose and direction. I acknowledge you, the class of 1993, and congratulate you on your accomplishments. I've always loved your yearbook, and this year is no exception. And the editors and the staff and the students say it better than I can say it. And so I'm going to use your yearbook to congratulate you on some very special accomplishments. Your theme, more than ever. Your theme, a different kind of school. The spirit displayed by you. It was the spirit that came from supporting friends in performance and in class. Your yearbook said, student life, here and now. And your headings described a touch of class as we have our Kennedy homecoming tradition. You talked about your plays as a hard act to follow, putting the play together, but pulling the curtain apart. You said high school was a place to learn, not only about academics, but about life. Ahmet Malhotra quoted this, and I'd like to share it with you. From the first day in kindergarten to the final toss of the graduation hat, academics were a part of life at Kennedy Senior High School. Truly, academics was a part of your life. 10 top academic scholars, 2 National Merit Scholars, 8 National Merit Scholarship commended students, 5 Honor Society of Eagle Awards. Yes, you, the class of 93, a touch of class. Your yearbook said in your activities, the more, the merrier. The JBs, the Colleens who won and were our state champions. You talked about the people movers, and you had the Study Buddies program, and Kennedy Buddy program was the recipient of the Minnesota Star Youth Service program. Congratulations on that honor. You were dedicated to helping others, and in your yearbook you said, the passion spoke. You stood up for your beliefs and your values. And the cheerleading group, 5th place out of 14 conference squads. You talked about the notable sound. 20 members of the jazz ensemble earned superior ratings. 74 superior ratings in solo performances. 29 excellence. And in your yearbook, you described our JBs as the hottest show. The JBs placed 4th in the most advanced class in national competitions. They were representing the best of the best. Our Kennedy Choir, 24 superior ratings. And in your sports, you said, now or never. Now or never, and I quote, in the air, stroking free, on the flip side in gymnastics, and blazing the slopes in skiing. You and I share a very special feeling tonight. You are graduating, and some of your staff and I are retiring. Together we are leaving a tremendous high school, an outstanding school system. And as so many cards say, it's a special time of memories, but it's new beginnings. A time tonight that links all the beautiful activities that you've been a part of, hopefully with your lovely and challenging dreams of tomorrow. Congratulations, class of '93. More than ever, you have effort, courage, purpose, and direction. We are very proud of you. Congratulations.
As members of the senior class of 1993, we are very proud of our school, our teacher, and our classmates. Although we are excited and somewhat anxious about this evening, we are also saddened to think that this is the end of our high school career and that this will be the last time we will all be together. Our class would like to take this opportunity to thank the staff of Kennedy High School for the support and encouragement we have felt during the time we have been together. With the kind of experiences we have had as students, we can only expect to be as successful as we choose, with few limits on our goals for the future.
We have all had our own special memories from the past years that we've shared. Some of those have created an everlasting impression, perhaps an inspiration for us always to be the best that we can. Some of our memories will be of times forever past, but truly, we're storing in our hearts and minds. We at Kennedy believe that students themselves have the most important message to offer their classmates during graduation. Therefore, members of the graduating class have been chosen as speakers at commencement.
This year, as in previous years, a graduation speech competition was organized and offered to all members of the senior class. Students entering the competition were judged on the appropriateness of their messages, originality, and speaking style. We are proud tonight to introduce you to 4 members of the class of 1993 who will be the principal speakers in this ceremony.
Members of the class of 1993, parents, teachers, and other friends, we are pleased to present to you our commencement speakers who will speak on behalf of the senior class. This year, our first speaker will be Katie Anderson. She will be followed by Pao Niev, Kari Bang, and our last speaker will be Amit Malhotra.
Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go. That excerpt from Dr. Seuss's book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, could easily have been written about the graduating class of 1993. We finally made it, and after 4 years of high school, here we sit, waiting for the next phase of our lives to begin. It seems strange to me, looking back, how I was once so eager for this day to arrive. My anticipation has now been replaced with a new emotion, fear. So many questions fill my mind, so many doubts. Did I choose the right college? Do I really know what the heck I want to do with my life? I'm still just a kid. Baby eagles go through much the same phase in life. When the mother feels they're old enough, they're pushed from the nest. The first several times they fall. The mother must swoop down and catch them on her wings, only to carry them back up to try again. Finally, they succeed, and with their wings spread, they soar away. Today is our final takeoff. The securities and comfort of high school are gone. We're on our own. But as scary as that may sound, I believe that all the answers we need have already been introduced to us through teachers, friends, and family. High school taught me about more than just numbers and letters. It taught me things that no class ever could, that friends and love are the secrets to a happy life, and that without these things, life is worthless. I learned that life is a gift, too short to waste on trivial differences. I learned that life can be enjoyed in so many ways, through friends and nature and deeds. I also learned that although those things seem so simple, life can too easily become complex. Henry Ward Beecher once said, "No man is asked whether he will accept life. That's not the choice. The only choice is how." We are each given gifts and talents to contribute to the world. Whether they are unique or common, visible or well hidden, every one of us has some spark of personality that makes us different from everyone else. Imagine what a wonderful place the world could be if we all learned to let our talents and personalities shine through, and most importantly, if we learn to accept others for themselves. Before we can change the world, we need to change the way we perceive and treat other human beings. So much is lying ahead for us in the coming years. New places and experiences await. Many of us will get married and eventually become parents. And then our parents will happily get to watch us endure the grief we've put them through these past 18 years. Many of us will move to other states, other countries. Who knows? Maybe the next president is sitting in our midst. The possibilities are endless, but only when we make it happen. With the diversity and gifts we share, we truly can do anything. So, be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray, or Mordecai Ali von Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.
Parents, teachers, friends, and fellow students, we, the class of 1993, gather here tonight as conquerors who have triumphed over the toils and labors of high school. But what will become of us as we depart? What will become of the knowledge that was painstakingly imparted to us? Anne Sullivan, Helen Keller's teacher, once said that all of the knowledge that we've acquired will be useless unless we use and improve upon it. Anne and Helen also demonstrated that resilience, determination, and the application of knowledge are factors to achieving. From Anne, we learn what it means to be resilient. Early in life, Anne lived in an orphanage where few foundlings survived childhood. She was exposed to diseases, insanity, and worst of all, the death of her only brother. Yet she overcame this and became a constant inspiration, quote unquote, to Helen Keller. She was what psychologists call a resilient child, a child who managed to do well despite painful experiences. Because there are very few who can be successful without struggles, it is probable to say that within the class of 1993 are also resilient students. Students who pick up those broken pieces and carry on despite unpleasant circumstances. From Helen, we learn to be determined. Despite her inability to see and hear, Helen longed to learn. Schools after schools would reject her, yet she persisted and went on to pass the entrance exams to Harvard. No, this was not the work of her teacher. As she declared, teacher was only following where I desired to go. Like Helen, the members of the class of 1993 are also determined students, for they would not have come this far had it not been so. From Anne and Helen, we also learned to incorporate classroom knowledge into our lives. Indeed, our years of studying would be in vain if we do not put them into use. What we leave here with are tools, tools to be applied to life, tools to be built upon. To Helen, Anne was in a sense a learning tool. In every class she attended, there was Anne at her side, spelling into her hands the lessons of the day. This does not imply, however, that our teachers should follow us into our colleges and sit by us in our classes, but that the skills, the knowledge, and maybe even some of the jokes they've cracked will accompany us in the paths we have chosen. These are the tools which we can either sharpen or let alone to rust. Yet if our mind is indeed a garden, then we should use these tools to cultivate it. From Anne and Helen, we learned that resilience, a determined spirit, and the application of knowledge are marks of an achiever. We gather here to celebrate the end of our high school career and our achievement, but certainly not the end of learning. For as Anne put it, the search for knowledge, begun in school, must be continued throughout life. And as we continue in life's journey, we will no doubt encounter mountains, valleys, and oceans. But we can be thankful that there are many who have gone ahead, laboring and sweating to pave the way. Jesus Christ, the great path paver, left us with comforting words, saying, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Thank you.
Watch out, world. Ready or not, here we come. It's a girl. It's a girl. It's a baby girl. I came into this world screaming, "Watch out, world. Ready or not, here I come." As I'm sure most of you came into this world screaming this same phrase. As we grow up, this phrase tends to become more and more predominant in our lives. Being born was the first step we took to face this world of ours. And suddenly, bam, we were in kindergarten and finished with 6th grade before you could hardly blink. And it was on to the big time, junior high. The most awkward and frustrating time in our lives. Like, wow, we were so cool. The girls finally got to wear makeup and have big hair piled up with hairspray. And the boys were starting to look more like those guys in high school. But we were still taller than most of them, and tell me that's not awkward or anything. Bam! We were already done with junior high and eagerly awaiting senior high. Watch out, world. Ready or not, here we come. We wanted to be confident in starting senior high school, but did we really want to make ourselves bold and visible? No way. I felt like an eagle ready to soar, but on the verge of extinction. You know, those senior guys looked as if they would eat you for dinner if you bumped into them or even looked at them. But really, I did feel like an eagle, a baby eagle. I was wrong about those seniors. They took us under their wings and practically showed us how to fly. Maybe that's why Kennedy has such a good reputation of the quality students it produces. By and by, we took advantage of this baby eagle thing. And we were the most annoying freshmen, the coolest sophomores, very poised juniors, and the most mature seniors. Isn't that right? But once again, the oh-so-famous phrase, "Watch out, world, ready or not, here we come," comes into play. On our separate paths we go to start the beginning of real life and experience everything that comes our way. These fun and sheltered years may now be over, but don't worry, we definitely made our mark in this school. So let's get on our feet and really show this world what we're made of, because ready or not, here we come.
(1,460 days, 48 months, 4 years, and it's come down to these last few moments. John F. Kennedy Senior High School class of 1993, this is our time. We are inheriting a new world, a world of progress, of international cooperation, of racial understanding. But we are also inheriting a world in turmoil, war in Bosnia, a third of our youth in poverty, and AIDS about to decimate continents. Let us not face this new world in fear, for we stand on the footsteps of our forefathers. Let us look to our parents for the strength to face this new world. From the first diaper change to the last turn of our tassels, our parents have always been there. They were there to tell us when we were wrong. They were there to tell us when we were right. They were there awake at 4 in the morning, waiting us for to come home alive. They were there when we didn't make the team, win the election, or pass the class. For most of us, in a few months, our parents won't be there. Whether we go off to college or move out on our own, we will be without them. When I learned that I would be going to college out of state, my mom cried, and so did I. I cried not only for leaving the shelter and security of my own little home, but for the joy of facing the world on my own, becoming my own man. For all of us, when we leave, we must have the courage to sacrifice. We must have the understanding to listen, and we must be responsible enough never to quit. We must have the strength of our parents. Let us look to our teachers for the knowledge to face this new world. Yes, we have learned English, social studies, and math, but we have also learned about relationships, philosophy, and ourselves. It isn't enough these days just to know calculus or economics. We must know how to think. Our teachers have given us the guidance through this. The long lectures on cooperation, responsibility, and goal setting, the lectures we thought would never end, have, and they have also sunk in. We have been given the foundation on which to build our castles. When we leave the halls of Kennedy High School, let us take with us the knowledge of our teachers. Let us look to ourselves for the energy to face this new world. The past 4 years have been ones of constant change. We have seen the Soviet Union fall, we have seen finals become optional, and we have seen ourselves change. The simple possessions of the past, pencils and bicycles, have become the machines of the present, computers and cars. The simple dreams of the past, becoming basketball players or firemen, have changed to our future occupations, doctors, lawyers, writers. The only thing that hasn't changed for us is we are still the class of 1993. We have had our good times. I remember my first freshman homecoming, walking into the dance and wondering, where do the freshmen dance? Who are those big guys in the middle? And do I belong here? By the end of the night, I had an answer for all three. Freshmen danced on the left, the big guys in the middle were senior football players, and I did belong here. I also remember the late night trips to Byerly's to talk homework, but mostly just to talk, and our final senior retreat. But we have also had our tough times. From our lack of funding to campus security, we have faced problems, but we have learned. We have learned to depend on ourselves. See, our parents can give us the strength, our teachers can give us the knowledge, but only we can face this new world. There will be no more Kennedy homecomings, no more Kennedy School Spirit Weeks, no more Kennedy High School. For us, there is only the future. John F. Kennedy Senior High School Class of 1993, this is our time.
beyond the sea.
And now is the time.
And now
And farewell. And as we part, you taught me well. You gave me strength. You showed the way. I'll not forget you. Like an eagle, I will soar above the clouds. I will spread my wings and fly into the sun. Like an eagle, I will race above the stars. I will fly to places yet unseen. Go beyond my wildest dreams. Know that you are watching over me. Alone, I can fly with the eagle to the mountain high. Race with the eagle to the rising sun. And soar with the eagle so far beyond my dreams. Like an eagle, I will fly. Like an eagle, I will soar above the clouds. I will spread my wings and fly into the sun. Like an eagle, I will race above the stars. I will fly to places yet unseen. Go beyond my wildest dreams. Know that you are watching over me. Like an eagle, I will race above the stars. Like an eagle, I will fly. Like an eagle,
Superintendent Anderson, Dr. Peterson, and members of the Bloomington School Board, it is my pleasure that upon recommendation of the staff of John F. Kennedy High School, I hereby certify that the following members of the class of 1993, upon receipt of their diplomas, will have completed all of the requirements set forth by the School Board, Independent School District 271, the State of Minnesota's Department of Education, and the North Central Association of Secondary Schools, and are entitled to all of the privileges and all of the responsibilities of graduates. At this time, we'll award the diplomas.
Nicole Danielle Amiot,
Ethan Berger Andreas,
Alberta Edith Anderson,
Christopher M. Anderson,
Christopher Scott Anderson,
David Paul Anderson,
Douglas Eric Anderson,
Jeanette K. Anderson.
Joel Eric Anderson.
Catherine Brooke Anderson.
Laura Marie Angle.
Paige Renee Archambault.
Leslie Marie Atkins.
Kari Michelle Bang.
Michael Thomas Barbeau.
Daniel Matthew Beach.
Chad Brian Beery.
Michael David Benaken.
Sonia Lee Berger.
Timothy Joseph Bertrand.
Angela Marie Bischoff.
Chad Douglas Bittner.
Shannon Marie Bloom.
Tiffany Renee Bulk.
Casey Christine Borg.
Sonia Kincoches.
Mark Joseph Brandenhoff.
Pamela M. Brinkworth.
Jennifer Joan Bratzel.
Jonathan Paul Berg.
Desiree Joy Baragi.
Benjamin Wayne Bergeson.
Kelly Jean Bush.
Brandon C. Butler.
Chad A. Carey.
Elizabeth Ann Carlson.
Jeffrey Leo Carlson.
Kelly Ann Carlson.
Ryan Walter Carlson.
Shane Michael Carlson.
Megan Ann Casey.
Rebecca May Kavanaugh.
Patrick Leo Chelmo.
Inthason Chinadone.
Nikita Lene Collins.
Lamar Jamel Conley.
Matthew Thomas Conzemius.
Thomas Michael Corliss.
William Adam Kress.
Joanna Lynn Downer.
Jason Lars Dahlquist.
Kelly Marie DeBoll.
Yusuf F. Dawoodbai.
Mary Elizabeth DeLuny.
Melissa Marie DeGidio.
Carrie Ann Denstead.
Trevor Derek Delmonico.
Karen Nicole Dixon.
Kimberly Jean Demuth.
Troy Jeffrey Doyle.
Matthew C. Dickey.
Carrie Colleen Dugan.
Kara Sue Dorn.
Rebecca Jean Edmondson.
Kelly Ann Duffy.
Kelly Marie Elson.
Karen Ann Dunkley.
Samantha Ann Erickson.
Christina Ann Ellis.
Anne Christine Fair.
Matthew E. Enos.
Michelle Lee Fiddler.
Janine Lene Exie.
Amy Elizabeth Fisher.
Jesse Patrick Falk.
Paul Robert Fleming.
Holly Lynn Fafarik.
Scott Joseph Foley.
Kelly Marie Fisher.
Sarah Ruth Frazier.
Megan Rose Flynn.
Joshua John Fuller.
Shannon Scott Fraser.
Molly Jean Gamboni.
Alan D. Fredrickson.
Andrew Joseph Guerin.
Stephanie Pauline Galshut.
Shannon K. Garrity.
Jesse Paul Gardner.
Amy Lynn Goodland,
Sean Michael Garner,
James Otis Green,
Christopher James Goodermont,
Kelly Ann Grossman,
Jason Paul Grasula,
Robert J. Guggenberger,
Kelly Christine Griffin,
Jessica Lee Hazy,
Boris Armando Guerra,
Jeffrey J. Hager,
Jeannie Marie Gutman,
Jody Noel Hackala,
Carrie Marie Hagan,
Alicia K. Hardy,
Jason Keith Hackala,
Tomoko Hayashi,
Michelle Lynn Hansen,
Wade Anthony Heidemann,
Curtis Carol Harper,
Joanna Lynn Hennessy,
Rachelle Lee Hecht,
Courtney Marie Hilferty,
Sherida B. Heiss,
Kevin Lauren Ruby,
Joel Albert Hoisley,
Jane Yvonne Hudson,
Mark Allen Horton,
Aaron Daniel Houston,
David Lee Ruska,
Jennifer Therese Eisenberg,
Jeffrey Bryant Hunt,
Elizabeth Ann Jackson,
Michael R. Ingebrigtsen,
Chad William Johnson,
Brian Christopher Jackson,
Eric Thornton Johnson,
Michael Gerald Jensen,
Christine Elizabeth Johnson,
Curtis J. Johnson,
Michael Craig Johnson,
Jennifer Ann Johnson,
Amy Rebecca Cadle,
Shelby Jennifer Johnson,
Jeffrey William Kaufman,
John D. Coleman,
Jason Andrew Keelis,
Suk Kauprasuth,
Daniel James Knobloch,
Sharon Arlene Clokey,
Smitha Jose Capuzza,
Gregory Paul Knutson,
Jill Marie Krentz,
Amy Teresa Krybick,
Anita Charisse Labar,
Torsten Kruger,
Shad J. Lactorine,
Bethany September Lactarine,
Sinat Leo,
Heidi Lynn Lambert,
Timothy Joseph Larson,
Michael Paul Larson,
Thomas John Lackinen,
Brian David Lassie,
Krista Marie LeBaron,
Bick Knock Lee,
Beth Kathleen Leader,
Timothy David Lee,
Sarah Ann Lipka,
Mitchell John Lightheart,
Angela Ann Luke,
Benjamin David Lawrence,
Stephanie Ann Luxem,
Yen Ching Lu,
Amy Kristen Lynch,
Min Tu Lai,
Michelle Eileen Mayer,
Jorge Rosas Macedonio,
Kevin Darrell Majors,
Linda Mai,
Bradley John Mahler,
Amit Malhotra,
Kristen Marie Mant,
Megan Kathleen Manahan,
Leah Renee Marquez,
Jessica Ann Manuel,
Scott C. Metzen,
Christina Ann Martin,
Kate Lindsay Maxey,
William J. Matsky,
Jeremy McCrank,
Colleen F. McCauley,
Brandon Benjamin McGuire,
Brian Michael McGowan,
Darren Thomas Memkin,
Ryan Michael Mead,
Linda Ann Meyer,
Robin Deanna Meister,
David Wayne Miller,
Maruva Miripiri,
Stephanie Ann Miller,
Kari Lynn Miller,
Angela Ann Minion,
Stephanie Lynn Miller,
Michelle Lynn Mitchell,
Melinda Marie Minks,
David John Moisen,
Tracy Ann Mitchell,
Matthew John Moriarty,
Brad Philip Murray,
Lindy K. Murphy,
Krista Ann Mueller,
Robin Angela Meyer,
Carrie Lee Murray,
Crane Andrew Nelson,
Samir Nihad Nawar,
Matthew Jerome Nelson,
Lori Ann Nelson,
Kadung Tui Twin,
Eric Warren Nesbitt,
Wen T. Nguyen,
Hong Tui Win,
Philong Nguyen,
Kan Kim Win,
Van Ha Nguyen,
Kan Kwak Win,
Pau Nev,
Nicole Lene Nicholson,
David Thomas O'Hara,
Heather Michelle Noyes,
Alexi LaRae Olson,
Aniurka Evelyn Oliva,
Koishi Onosi,
Martin E. Olson,
Tanya Ann Otmar,
George Eston Orban,
Robert Gerald Panis,
Matthew Hill Oscar,
Emily Suzanne Peters,
Sarah Denise Pauley,
Eric Orrin Peterson,
Daniel Lyle Peterson,
Kelly Joe Peterson,
Janelle Dale Peterson,
Shannon Marie Peterson,
Matthew M. Peterson,
Tricia Lynn Piper,
Colin Thomas Petit,
Gretchen Renee Posel,
Hong N. Fung,
David Lawrence Rabenstein,
Darius Pistotovsky,
Carolyn Ann Reich,
Melissa Jean Prideaux,
Julie Ann Rhodes,
Deanna Marie Rademacher,
Michael James Rimnack,
Jeff Allen Ransom,
Jason Andrew Rogers,
Robert Theodore Reamer,
Michelle Lynn Roth,
Dawn Michelle Ryan,
Michelle Lee Rodebush,
Timothy John Rowe,
Christopher Justin Roosh,
Brian D. Rothmeyer,
Carrie Lee Rushmeyer,
Butch Earl Roy,
Jason John Ryman,
Cheryl Ann Rudd,
Tina Tu Salas,
Sarah Ann Rydell,
Saka Sam,
Christopher Sade,
Miwa Sato,
Shayla Laurie Selesky,
Paul John Seifert,
Tina Marie Sanford,
Allison Lynn Schleep,
Felicia Ronnie Saunders,
Jeremy Paul Schultz,
Jill Marie Shermer,
Jeremy Allen Schwacke,
Jim W. Schrader,
Laura Lynn Seabree,
Karen Christine Schultz,
Scott D. Sell,
Michael John Shortino,
Susan Marie Simpson,
Melissa Ann Scott,
Julie K. Smith,
Holly Ann Seehusen,
Stephen M. Smythe,
Eric John Sewell,
Keong B. Swung,
Jason Lee Singer,
Befon Somsaksi,
Joy Lorraine Smallfield,
Jason Thomas St. George,
Michelle Lynn Smith,
Kirsten Britt Strand,
Jeffrey John Snell,
Timothy Randolph Swing,
Daniel Glenn Summers,
Henrietta Saradich,
Kanika Tuk Sere,
Brian Keith Thompson,
Sarah Catherine Stapleton,
Tai Ton Tu,
Dane S. Sundstrom,
Laura Ann Tweitbach,
Symphone S. Sillavong,
Laura M. Van Rees,
Kevin Taniguchi,
Tina Marie Wackenbarth,
Michael Sung-il Thompson,
Emily Marie Walduck,
Kristen Marie Tormone,
Paul E. Warren,
Daniel John Vasura,
Robin Lynn Welt,
Luis Versales,
Darren Paul Wieland,
Corey John Walsh,
Aaron R. Wilson,
Anthony Michael Wally,
M. Terrell Woods,
Darren Frank Weber,
Kevin Robert Wright,
Christine Marie Whaley,
Mark Walter Young,
Ebony Nefertiti Williams,
Corey M. Zemkowski,
Patrick Mitchell Woodgate,
Desiree K. Wren,
Nicole Renee Weiland,
Stephanie Jean Zeisler,
Today